Right, and the lawsuit was filed by Gallatin County Attorney Andre Cromwell. It's a case over confidential criminal justice information. Court documents show that Cromwell is seeking a declaratory judgment that would define the legal rights between these parties without awarding any action. Cromwell says that Montana counties should not provide confidential criminal justice information to Immigration and Customs Enforcement like ICE without a court order.
The document also details Cromwell's request to end Knutson's supervisory control over the Gallatin County Attorney's Office. Knutson has until May 14th to file his response with the Montana Supreme Court. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Glacier National Park. Good Thursday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight on NonStop Local. I'm Kathleen Dozier.
And I'm Ben Weinman. That's right. The body of that missing hiker has been found in Glacier. Park officials say his injuries are in line with a potential bear attack. The headline tonight, folks, according to the National Park Service, this is the first death caused by a bear in Glacier in the entire 21st century. The 21st century. The last death happening way back in 1998. 28 years ago.
Here's the information we know at this hour. According to Glacier officials, the man from Florida was found around noon today, about 2.5 miles up the Mount Brown Trail. His body was found 50 feet off of that trail, meaning the bear could have dragged him that far.
The park has announced trail closures tonight. Of course, law enforcement is currently assessing the area for any bear activity and any ongoing safety concerns. You see the closures right there in your screen. Any trail starting at the Sperry Trailhead, the routes to Mount Brown, Snyder Lake, Sperry Chalet, and Lincoln Lake Trail Junction, they are all closed tonight. We have a map of those closures in Glacier up at our website. You can head to nonstoplocal.com.
Ben Weinman, Kathleen Dozier, and Elena Margot, bringing you the content that connects our community. You're watching NonStop Local Montana at 5.
Well, good Friday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight right here on NonStop Local. I'm Ben Weinman. We begin tonight in Anaconda. Newly unsealed documents are revealing more information about what investigators say happened inside of the Owl Bar the day of that famous shooting, including new details about the suspect's interactions with police after he was eventually captured. Our DJ Bauer leading things off tonight, joining us with a closer look at what those documents reveal out of Anaconda.
Now, new information brought to light by the unsealed documents reveals more details about what exactly transpired in the Owl Bar on the day of the shooting, as well as what Brown told police after he was captured. According to the affidavit, police reviewed surveillance footage from the Owl Bar showing a suspect identified as Michael Paul Brown entering the bar around 10:30 a.m. on the day of the shooting. Video shows Brown entering the bar carrying a pizza box, bucket, and brown paper bag, using those items to light a fire in the middle of the bar. The bartender, identified as Nancy Kelly, tried to put it out. Brown left, then returned moments later with a rifle in hand, firing at the 4 others inside the bar before fleeing. Police say when they arrived, one of the bodies was on fire, and medical personnel pronounced all 4 dead on the scene. Later on, around noon, officers say they saw a man matching the description of Brown driving off in a white Ford F-150 pickup truck, later confirmed to be stolen. They pursued him into the Stumptown Road area west of Anaconda, where Brown was eventually captured after an 8-day search. Although the newly unsealed documents do not provide further details about the manhunt or how Brown was apprehended, they do provide statements given by Brown in an interview with police after his arrest. Per the affidavit, Brown admitted to the 4 killings in the Owl Bar, saying that he personally knew all 4 victims and, quote, really liked them. It goes on to say Brown offered reasoning for his actions, stating that he was the rightful owner of the Owl Bar and that bar owner David Werder refused to give him the property title. Documents show Brown also told officers that a jukebox in the bar was digitally brainwashing him and that he had started a fire inside the bar because he wanted the jukebox gone. Brown also admitted to taking the white pickup truck without permission, saying that he fled out of town so that no one else would be hurt if additional gunfire with law enforcement occurred. Now, this unsealing comes after Wednesday's status hearing, in which state prosecutors requested another status hearing in 60 days as Brown undergoes both mental and physical treatment at the state hospital before standing trial. Reporting in Butte, I'm DJ Bauer for NonStop Local.
Appreciate reporting throughout this entire story, Deej. Thank you very much. Let's move on tonight. Controversy surrounding the Jonathan Windy Boy sexual harassment allegations does continue. Today, we heard from the state lawmaker who says she made the original allegation against him back in 2018. Now there are renewed calls for Windy Boy to resign from his position as senator. Bradley Warren joining us tonight from the Pulse Studios.
Yeah, well, after Windy Boy was stripped of his committee assignments, dropped out of the race for Congress, and then got back in, we're here now. And we're hearing from former Senator Jen Gross, who represented Billings for 8 years. It was a Substack post that she made that detailed the harassment from Windy Boy. He sent her a series of inappropriate text messages that eventually led to an investigation. She says the investigation backed up her claims. She also says these text messages were in the first year of her time in the legislature, so she was still new in office. She's speaking out now, though, because she feels compelled. On the 6th of May, Windy Boy referred to the allegations as rumors. And of course, this all comes as he's facing new allegations. Today, the Senate president called on him to resign, saying, quote, "I applaud the former senator and thank her for coming forward and publicly identifying herself to help hold Windy Boy accountable for his years-long pattern of sexual harassment." There it is. He needs to resign. That's what the Senate president is saying, as the Democratic minority leader and the Senate president have come together and called on him more than once to resign from his position. As of yesterday, Windy Boy's campaign for Congress in the 2nd District was still active once again. I called him today to ask him some questions. I got his voicemail. I've not heard back from him. I'll continue to follow this story, but for now, that's where it sits. Reporting from the Pulse Desk, I'm Bradley Warren, NonStop Local.
Bradley Warren will be tracking it. Thank you very much. Let's go to the Magic City this evening. The estate of a teenager who was killed back in a 2024 crash now suing the city of Billings. The wrongful death lawsuit claims that a city bus driver is responsible for his death. Rachel Kindred has more tonight.
Court documents filed in Yellowstone County this week say that 17-year-old Aiden Wolf was traveling eastbound on his motorcycle on Grand Avenue when he was struck by a city bus turning left here at the intersection of Grand and 15th Street West. The lawsuit alleges the bus driver did not yield to oncoming traffic and made what attorneys are calling an unsafe left turn. The complaint says Wolf had a green light, the right-of-way, and functioning headlights when this happened. Attorneys for the estate say the city employee was driving negligently and distracted. Wolf died at the scene. The lawsuit names the city of Billings as defendant and seeks damages through a jury trial. Now, a trial date has not yet been set. We did reach out to the city of Billings for comment, and we'll bring you that when it becomes available. For now, reporting in Billings, I'm Rachel Kindred for NonStop Local.
Rachel Kindred, thank you. Let's go in depth on this Friday evening. Tonight, we are seeing a growing concern in bear country after a missing hiker in Glacier National Park was found dead yesterday in what investigators believe was a bear attack. The remains were discovered near the Mount Brown trailhead, about 2.5 miles from the trailhead near Lake McDonald Lodge. This is on the western side of the park. Officials have not yet confirmed the identity of that person who died, but the discovery comes during the search for 33-year-old Anthony Polillo of Florida, who was reported missing earlier this week after telling others he planned to hike towards the Mount Brown fire lookout. And of course, this comes just days after another frightening encounter, this time in the Yellowstone National Park. Two hikers identified in reports as brothers, ages 15 and 28. They were seriously injured Monday in a suspected grizzly attack near Yellowstone's Mystic Falls Trail. It's really close to Old Faithful. Officials believe this attack involved a sow grizzly with her cubs. Now, with two major bear encounters in both of our national parks in just 1 week across the northern Rockies, wildlife experts tell us awareness matters more now than ever before.
It's more about the bear's behaviors. So, just know that in most cases, what you're going to be running into is just a surprise attack. And in those cases, it's giving the bear space, just stopping what you're doing and in a non-threatening way, trying to leave the area.
And if you have to use bear spray, make sure you know how to use it. You see Krauser demonstrating it for us right there. Spray it into the bear's path, make that zigzag pattern you see there so that cloud of spray is waiting for the animal. Krauser added that in most cases, just staying calm, moving slowly away from the animal should keep you from getting to that point. And if you are interested in learning more about bear safety in your neck of the woods, wildlife officials say the best time to prepare for an encounter is ever before you hit the trail. Montana FWP, they're hosting a Bear Aware workshop. It's on May 23rd in Lolo, Montana, just south of Missoula at the Travelers Rest State Park. This event is going to focus on trying to reduce conflicts with bears both at home and outdoors. And with a lot of Montanans heading back onto the trails, of course, the temperatures are warming up. FWP says events like this just designed to help people stay safe before you head into the backcountry. And speaking of the weather, a lot more people heading outside for this weekend as we get ready to celebrate Moms on Sunday. Events across western Montana, they're also starting to fill up. We want to check in now with weather forecaster Elena Margot joining us live tonight at Ogren Park at Allegiance Field. A food truck festival is underway, helping support a really good cause. Elena, good evening to you. That looks like the place to be across Montana tonight.
Yeah, Ben, good evening to you. This is the place to be, and Missoulians are making it known. This place is already filling up, and it's only quitting time. It's about 5:10 or so on a fabulous Friday evening. Got a little bit of cloud cover and a subtle breeze, but for me during a live newscast, that is like music to my ears. Of course, Missoulians and Montanans are gathered here for a really good reason tonight, aside from engorging in fabulous food truck food, listening to some live music, and enjoying the outdoors here in the Missoula area. This is all to support Cancer Support Community Montana. They offer programming throughout the year, including support groups, counseling, things like workshops and wellness activities that are all free of cost. So it really makes a difference that Missoulians can gather here, spend some cash, enjoy, and support a really good cause. I've already seen kids doing some airplanes. One girl was doing the worm on the grass. The spirits are really high. So let's start by taking a look at local weather, and then of course I will be here all night. I'm going to bring you the details. I might try some food. So let's start by taking a live look at Ogren Park. This is where I am, and if you squint, just kidding, but if you squint, maybe you can see me here. We'll take a look at the Mission Range this evening as well. We've got cloud cover as kind of the name of the game across some of the region right now. We do see some much needed rain moving in overnight tonight. That should impact areas like Great Falls into the Billings, Miles City areas by tomorrow morning. So moving into the rest of the evening, the best chance for electricity in the air will be in that north central portion of the state spanning down toward Billings and Miles City. Right now, a little bit of lightning north of Kalispell. Libby with a brief shower right now, but for the most part, we're dry across the state of Montana. Also a little bit of radar activity between Glasgow and the Canadian and North Dakotan borders. For the rest of the weekend, we're moving into fabulous conditions. Current wind speeds between 20 and 25 miles per hour in the Havre and Billings areas. Overall, no large wind gusts to talk about. So let's talk about that temperature change over the last 24 hours. Well, net negative across the region compared to this time last night in Missoula and Bozeman, but slightly warmer in most other major areas. That leaves us with current conditions. Still really nice across the region. Current conditions in the 70s still in areas like Missoula. Now, tomorrow's temperatures slightly cooler in some of the region to the 60s, but Mother's Day temperatures soaring back to the 80s. I'm calling it the Mother's Day heat wave of 2026, and it could last into next week. I'll be back with a longer look at that and more excitement here from Ogren Park.
Get some good food and show us some food. That's what I really want to see as well. That's Elena Margot joining us live at Ogren Park tonight. Elena, thank you very much. And of course, it is Mother's Day weekend across Montana, but something is big happening today and tomorrow. It's graduation weekend. Caps, they are flying. They flew across Bozeman today. Thousands of Bobcat students celebrating commencement. MSU held their 144th spring commencement ceremonies today at the Brick. More than 2,700 degrees were expected to be awarded today. The university split the day into two different ceremonies. Students from business and engineering, agriculture this morning, arts, education, and sciences were honored in the afternoon. Family and friends, faculty packing into the Brick today to celebrate the class of 2026. And those graduation ceremonies continue tomorrow in Missoula, the other side of the divide, the University of Montana, holding their spring commencement ceremonies on campus. Full coverage of that coming up tonight on NonStop Local. Okay, we are taking a quick break here on this Friday evening. When we get back at it, Elena going to join us once again from Ogren Park. A look at your weather for
Montana, welcome back outside in Missoula at Ogren Park. I have found a special guest here. This is John. He's from Frenchtown, and sounds like John got out of school a little early today. What was that for?
All right, so I got out of school early today to come and do stuff right over there, and I thought that the news people would like some slinger slushes.
Yes, John came over during my first weather, and right after he said, hey, my parents sent me over with these snow cones, so I think we should try them. Does that sound okay? Okay, I'm going to take this one.
That one's cotton candy, and this one's huckleberry.
Okay, cheers, John. Ooh, that's really good. What's your favorite?
Me, I like mango, blue raspberry.
Okay, well that's super fun. And this is Snow Slingers, and you'll be here all evening. So if somebody's sitting on their couch in Missoula, do you think they should come get a snow slushie?
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. John, thank you so much for talking to me today. Now we got to talk about the weather, so I'll let you get back to work. Thank you. Yeah, have a good one. Okay, so now we got to get into the nitty-gritty. Let's take a look quick at what we can anticipate from Mother's Day weekend. Of course, I'm calling it the Great Mother's Day Meetup of 2026 because we've got temperatures soaring to the 80s as we move into Mother's Day itself. Of course, tomorrow back to the 70s and 60s across the region. So we will kind of teeter-totter. The best chance for rain across the region will be overnight tonight across Montana and probably in your neck of the woods unless you're in Missoula, Kalispell. Those areas should stay a little bit closer to the 70s. All right, moving into what we can anticipate for the rest of the evening through 8 o'clock. A red flag warning in play between Glendive and the Canadian border. That's due to gusty winds, low humidity, and a 20 to 50% chance for some electricity in the air to bring some thunderstorms in across the region. Moving across the region is also a little bit of moisture that will bring much needed rain. We do have improvement on our latest drought monitor, improving conditions specifically in the Kalispell area. Worst conditions of all still localized between Dillon, Great Falls, and Cutbank. Good news is that when we put our maps into motion for the rest of the evening, we see rain spanning across the region between Bozeman, Helena, and Great Falls around 8 o'clock. It moves into Lewistown, Billings by 11 o'clock this evening and then kind of trickles out, phases out, but impacts Miles City to Broadus by the morning tomorrow. Still a chance for brief showers in Great Falls. For the most part, dry conditions for most of the region, surely into the afternoon. Best chance for rain going to be overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Moving beyond that, high pressure builds in, and that brings us that beautiful warming trend for Mom on Sunday. Also widespread sunshine, the best chance for rain on Monday. Going to be skittering across the High Line as we can see that brief shower impacting Kalispell to Havre, then to Glasgow, and going to bug our friends in the Dakotas, leaving us with more dry conditions into Monday, Tuesday, and yes, sustained highs in 70s and even 80s. All right. Taking a quick look into what we can anticipate for wind speeds for the rest of the evening tonight. 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts possible between Helena, Lewistown, and Billings. Other than that, we're seeing those winds kind of phasing out into the Dakotas overnight tonight, leaving us with calmer conditions. So again, we'll keep you posted on wind speeds as they could redevelop, but for the most part do calm over the next 24 to 48 hours. Lows tonight should dip down to the 40s across the region. That should be pretty average for this time of year and actually should feel kind of like it felt last night. 40s, pretty average for this time of year for lows. And of course, that will be pretty mild, so you won't need to bring those flower pots in. Coldest conditions will be in Butte, 37 degrees and a chance for a shower. Tomorrow's daytime highs back to the 70s for Missoula, Kalispell, but 60s elsewhere. You can notice in the bottom left of your screen, we should be in the upper 50s to low mid 60s. So these conditions closer to where we want to be. Now over the next 7 days, well, if you want to be in the 80s, then that's where we want to be and will be. Sustained temperatures could even see low 90s by Wednesday in the Billings area. We'll keep you posted on if those models change. But again, 60s to 70s to 80s over the next couple of days. Cody and Livingston seeing a similar warming trend. 80s as soon as Mother's Day in Livingston, as soon as Monday in Cody this time next week. Could finally see temperatures returning to the 60s, but until then, high pressure looms over the state and brings us sustained highs in the 70s and even upper 80s. Potential for an 89-degree Tuesday in Missoula. Hot conditions for Kalispell as well. Yes, we are in the season of me not saying warm, but saying hot instead. Other areas do experience the similar trend. Helena, Great Falls also warming 60s to 80s to 70s to 80s and dry conditions all week long. That could bring fire concerns, so we'll keep you posted on any new red flag warnings that are established across the region. Lastly, Lewistown and Glasgow seeing a similar trend with those warm temperatures. Now, I am glad that I am not standing out here in 80-degree heat. I'm standing out here in really cold conditions tuning in from Missoula. I really encourage you to stop by and say hi to at least me. Spend some money, support this amazing cause. As meteorologist Mark Hako would say, cancer sucks, and it totally does. So let's squash cancer by supporting this and having a good time on a Friday night here in the Missoula Valley. We'll be back with more right after this.
NonStop Local Weather Tracker. Tracking, alerting, preparing, and protecting from disruptive to severe weather. Just think TAP. NonStop Local on TV and...
Welcome back, everyone. As we get into your rest of your Friday evening here, let's get to some health news tonight. The CDC classifying the hantavirus outbreak with its lowest emergency level. It's great news, according to a person involved with the situation, who says that tier is number 3. Now, this designation, tier 3, means the agency is assigning disease experts to lead that response, along with former staff. Of course, the hantavirus has been in the news the last week or so with that cruise ship off the coast of Europe. People have been returning to their homes across the country and across the world, really, from that cruise ship. A former CDC official confirming the launch of an incident management system, though, for the hantavirus. Some CDC staffers are on the way to meet the virus-stricken cruise ship in the Canary Islands. Sources say the American passengers on board, there's about over a dozen of them, they're going to be brought back here to our country on a charter flight. The passengers will then be met by CDC staffers in the state of Nebraska. Their expectations are to put those people into quarantine. The cruise ship operator has said that there are 17 Americans on that vessel. They're going to be put into quarantine in Nebraska, and they'll be tracked and monitored by CDC officials until everyone is safe. Okay, we'll continue to track that story over the next few days here on NonStop Local. We're going to take another quick break here on this Friday evening. When we return, we're going to join Elena Margot one last time from Paddlehead Stadium. She would see what she is getting up to. We'll keep her right here. We'll be right back. You're watching NonStop Local.
The team at NonStop Local is working hard to live up to its commitment to you. Get new information and weather any time of the day. Plus breaking news as soon as it happens, all to your phone. Just visit nonstoplocal.com or download the app at Google Play or the Apple Store to get alerts to news as soon as we get it. NonStop Local. We're on it.
This is NonStop Local.
Welcome back, everybody, outside in the Missoula Valley in Ogren Park on Allegiance Field here. It's a fabulous night. It's a little bit breezy. I think it sounds breezier than it is. It's actually like a really, really nice night. If you just step outside after your late local newscast, you can see that it's just a great night. So come out, support this awesome cause. Of course, supporting Cancer Support Community Montana will be here, so come and say hi to me. And if that's not incentive, hey, I get it, but there's 24 food trucks that I have counted here. We've got Chinese, we've got American food, we've got barbecue, we've got Japanese, a Peruvian food truck. When's the last time you had Peruvian food? You should come out and maybe have some, and I'll have some with you. Vibes are really high. This has been a really fun evening so far, and we're just getting started. So again, this is a great cause to support this organization that offers Missoula these services. But also, if you're tuning in from the Gallatin Valley, this same event is happening here on the 29th of this month, May 29th. That's also a Friday night. Mark your calendar. That one is going to be at the Gallatin County Fairgrounds, so you're not going to want to miss that one. Also, send me pictures from that one because I will want to hear what you're maybe eating. Do have a question for Ben. Of the things that I listed off, which food truck would you want to go to if you were here with me?
Oh man, I mean the Peruvian food. I'm going to answer your question. I've not had Peruvian food in a while.
Yeah, okay, I think that may be my answer too, although this slushie is just what I needed. I didn't know I needed it, but it is amazing.
That slushie looked really, really good. What are you smelling? Like what's the thing that's kind of overpowering your smell sense?
You know what? Actually, it's the grass. When was the last time I stood on a baseball field? Maybe that's the question.
It's been a while.
That's been a long time. Yeah, it's really just kind of a fresh evening. But also when I was packing up or packing in, a lot of fried food, which is just, it's the time of year for fried food.
I love it. I love it. For Elena, Margot, our entire statewide team here at NonStop Local, have a great Mother's Day weekend, everyone. We'll see you right back here at 6.
Ben Weinman, Kathleen Dozier,